11 Pacific time? Is that possible? Possibly on 11/11, huh? So, live with love. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Love. I am here with you for the next hour. Usually that's how long these lives go. We're just going to wait a little bit for people to pop on, chatters to pop on. And what I do here is I show up every day, most days. If I don't, then I try and post something saying I won't be here, or you may see it later, why I didn't show up. I'm not quite sure yet how it's working on YouTube, but I do try and let you guys know when I'm not going to be here. And yeah, this channel is about connecting with your clairsenses. It's about exploring those inner intuitions, those feelings. It's about connecting to the land. It's about connecting to frequency and tone. So I do use copyright material for educational purposes and commentary only. And a lot of the time we feel into the frequency and we just kind of breathe. And we notice what an effect frequency can have on our bodies from the time we show up, like right now. Maybe you're just hurrying in here like I was. I was just outside. I'm near a beautiful lake today. And I was setting a timer and was like, all right, Clifford, I've got my little dog with me here. And we got to get going for this live. So I popped back in here. Maybe you're just sitting down to lunch. Wherever you are on the earth plane, welcome. Welcome here. Welcome home to you. So the frequency that is coming in today, I'm just going to take a moment here and feel in to what frequency wants to come in today. All right. We've got the love frequency. I am love. Why not? Why wouldn't it be love, right? We've got 528 hertz that's coming up. Oh, this is interesting, guys. It's heal the past, manifest abundance, love, and harmony. Hi, guys. Good to see you here. What's up? What's up with you? How you guys doing? Where are you guys at? Where on the earth plane are you at? So, really interesting that this frequency is coming up today. The last 2 nights, I think it was the last 2 nights, it's hard to remember when your sleep is like this, right? But I didn't get on live yesterday. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming here. Everyone's showing up right now, so I'm just going to kind of banter a little bit. But I wanted to tell you about the last couple nights yesterday. I didn't get on live because I had some cards pulled. And one of the cards, I was all getting ready to come on here with you guys, and one of the cards talked about leaving all technology behind and going out into nature, having it just be quiet. And I noticed as I decided to listen to this calling, so this is again one of the clair senses. Now you might say, Love, well, you just pulled a couple cards and then you listen to the card. Well, that is part of the intuition aspect. That is you trusting you that you received particular cards for a reason that day, right? So in addition to having a card in which I posted for you guys later that had to do with planting seeds and what type of seeds you'd like to sow, this card that came up that said, take a break from technology, I was like, whoa, I actually got a little bit of inkling about this like 2 days ago. I had this picture pop into my head of taking my dog and going for a hike. But yet this other aspect of me over here was like, Love, this is the time that you work on your website. This is the time that you have assistance from another because they have the time off to be able to answer any questions for you, right? So I didn't listen to that calling, but when I got a card for the second time to go out into nature, I listened. Hello, beautiful people. Wonderful to have you here. Anderson Sr., looks right, Leon, James, Solomon, Mansdevisser. Hello, Netherlands. I'm just going to say hello, Netherlands. How you doing? Kentucky. Hello, I have friends in Kentucky. All right. So, as I was saying, the frequency of today, 528 hertz, which we're going to be feeling into our body and breathing into, healing the past. The reason why this is coming up now is when I was up at like 1 a.m. this morning, yesterday when I took a break, it was like I had this huge pressure in my head. It wasn't when I started, it wasn't when I was going to go live, but when I listened to the calling of be out in nature, as I was getting ready to go, my head was kind of hurting. And I thought, okay, this must be why. There must be some sort of energy coming in today. Either we're having solar flashes from the sun, which is quite frequently, by the way. So if you're feeling a little off, know that the sun is doing its own kind of waves, and we're feeling it, we're taking it, right? We're just riding those waves. And do what you need to do to bring harmony to yourself. I even thought, you know what? I'm going to have my studio with me. I'm going to go to Red Rocks Amphitheater. Maybe some of you have been to Red Rocks if you've ever been to Colorado. It's a beautiful venue, but it's part of the landscape. It's part of the land. And there's something special about that area. There's very few places in this part of Colorado that have red rocks. And I think it's coming up because Sedona's kind of coming up for me to go to. And just paying attention to that. But my head was like so much pressure, but not enough to be like a migraine, not enough to be a headache, just like my awareness of that is there. And as I walked with my dog through this beautiful landscape, I noticed how there were no thoughts coming in, none at all. Like I was completely present with myself. I was present with the land and the rocks and the deer that showed up with these really huge ears. I never noticed how big the ears are on these deer here. Maybe I've never seen this variety before. It was quite amazing. And the way that they would turn their ears when they could hear something. Hello Brazil, how you doing? Yes, you wanted to find a job in Colorado. Excellent idea. The way I would find a job in Colorado is I would move here knowing for sure that I will have a job. Not because I've applied for a job, but because there's no other place that I would be. So I must have a job here in Colorado, and that's what I would do. That is actually how I ended up moving to Boulder, Colorado at one point. I realized that thinking about this years later, wow, I stayed when family left and they went to Illinois. I stayed and I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know what kind of job I was going to have. I just knew that I was going to be here. So first step, where do I want to live? Answered a bunch of ads. Talked to a bunch of people. I was in a roommate situation at that time. So I was like, all right, let's go meet some people and see what's available in Boulder. And then from there, after I met with them, they're like, well, we like you. We'd love it if you came and lived here. And they're like, where do you work? And I was like, oh, I'm going on an interview right now, today. So most likely it's going to be that job. And they were like, cool, all right. Well, we'll talk more about when you can move in, right? And then that was it. That was sealed. I went, had the interview, got the job, and boom. I was moving in within the week. That's how things flow in the universe. In the 3D world, we like to be like, okay, I gotta have a job before I can move. I gotta do this before I can move. I gotta do this before I can go for my passion. I gotta do this and this and this. And we come up with this huge list, and pretty soon our mind is like, there's too much. I can't do it now. I'm sure I'll do it eventually. Or thing that comes up, I will do that thing and I will enjoy that time when I'm retired. I only have this much time, right? I'm going to tell you guys right now, you only have this time right here now with me. There's nothing beyond this moment between like you and I and everybody's beautiful energy here being together. together, hearts connected, energy connected, everybody within their own field, but being able to participate. All right. I'm just going to look through the comments, see if there's any questions so far. Yes, the dog with the flowers. Thank you for the flowers. Everybody who is enjoying being here, send me some flowers in the comments. All right. Lots of jobs in many different places. How do you draw most of your power from the universe? So in anything that you participate energetically, say this could just be you connecting in the morning. I like to do this in the morning. I will be in a place where I'm relaxed, and I will breathe in and envision this might be funny for you guys. The Disney movie Aladdin. Okay. You know the part where Aladdin, or rather the genie, is explaining to Aladdin how he is the way he is. And at some point he explains why he's attached to this lamp, why it's kind of a prison of sorts for him. And he like puffs up really huge and he says, phenomenal cosmic power, and then shrinks down into this itty bitty container and is like itty bitty living space. That is you and I. And that is what I connect to on a regular basis. I try to. In the morning, I come into this place and I picture all of this cosmic power, all of this source energy, whatever color you want to picture. It can be a color, it can be a shape, it can be flecks of pixie dust, it can be a whirlwind of energy. And I picture that coming down clockwise into the crown area, through my body, all the way down to my feet, and then I anchor and send those energetic roots into the earth. And then I breathe with the earth, usually about 3 breaths. I will breathe with the earth 3 times. I'll be connecting to the land, and then the water, and then the trees. There's a technology that is within the trees that we take for granted. They're actually here for more than what we've been told, and they're able to communicate with us as well. So feel free to hug a tree, talk to a squirrel, feel a little nutty, and do these things and know that they are all consciousness, and you are connecting your consciousness with theirs along with Gaia, the earth. And then I draw that energy back through those energetic roots up, 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 up into the heart. I breathe into the heart, and then I expand from the heart, and everything goes up and down simultaneously and out into my field. And many times, if I'm in that space, I will connect with the earth to spread and allow those of humanity that are like-minded, like I am, where, you know, you're often meditating, you're connecting with nature in some way. I will spread that energy in connection with all, sending that healing energy of the cosmos, the earth, and that connection, because we're all connected in a crystalline grid. Some call the Christed grid, right? And when you connect this way, something happens in your body. There's an expansion beyond the human existence that you have. Direct connection to source and the earth. We're grounded into the earth so that we're not flying up here. It's great to be in the cosmos and great to astral travel and go on these different journeys, but we are here to ascend in human form. So, hope that answers your questions. That is one of the ways that I connect to the divine. Hello. Yes, I'm remembering a lot of you guys now, honestly. Wonderful. I'm just taking a check back here. All right, I'm back to Kentucky. Gonna come back down here and see how we're doing here. All right. The person that you are, say, searching for is you. That's why you're here. You may be showing up here because you're like, you know what? I'm digging her energy. I'm digging her look. I'm digging what she does in life. I'm digging how she's living life. And this is true. I am living life through the way of the heart. And this is a way that you too can live your life through that heart center, through that connection, through your breath. And not just through your breath and in the heart. I concentrate a lot on the heart. Go figure, right? My name is Love, right? So I'm constantly connecting here. And the last few days, there's been other information coming into me. There's different ways that information channels to me or messages come in. And one of the ways has been this connection to the mind and connecting in a different way. Oftentimes, this is a little bit of the subject matter we're going to be talking about today. Oftentimes, we can put down the mind like we put down the ego. Oftentimes I'll refer to the ego as the beautiful ego, just to remind us that originally when the ego was in balance, it had a different job, mainly just to keep our physical bodies safe, not to get involved in all of our emotions and make stories up for us, which it does through the mind. So oftentimes we're like, bad mind, bad. All these different thoughts come in. We're trying to quiet our mind and we're like, what's going on? All this stuff is coming in. What do I do with it? And that's why a lot of the time when I take you through breath work, I often speak of, okay, if thoughts come in, let them be clouds and let them float away. Or if a thought comes in about what you need to do in your day, put it in a box that just says later, an energetic box that says, I have time for you later. Okay, have I lost my thought? The mind, there we are, the mind, we're coming back. So the mind, the heart helps me come back to those times, by the way. It's the heart that recenters me. So coming back to the mind is, there are ways that we rewire, we retrain, and we rewire our thinking process. And this allows us to step out of that denser energy of the 3D, move through the 4D of time that we create, and into the 5th. You know, people talk about the 5th dimension, the 6th dimension, the 7th dimension. These are all energetic dimensions, energetic fields that we can actually tap into. So when we're tapping into those fields, we feel lighter. Why do we feel lighter? Well, the density is increasing, decreasing in level. What would that be? Number-wise, it's increasing. Energetically, we're heightening our vibrational stature. Our energetic field is rising to the occasion, right? What occasion? The ascension occasion. That time of being able to rise up in frequency in human form. That's why we're here, baby. We're here for this adventure. That's why we're here. So we just talk a bit about all these things. I was introduced to two techniques, two slightly different yet the same techniques of being able to talk with someone. By the way, I often say I'm not a coach. I'm simply here bringing a little perspective into different ways you can observe yourself, the world, and bring in that which you desire. So when I talk about these techniques, they're really there just to kind of give you a little inkling, like, oh, she said Greg Braden. Maybe I look into Greg Braden. Has to do with quantum physics, how to create your own reality, how energy works. You want to know how to work with energy? That's one of your guys. Joe Dispenza, another one of your guys, another one of your tools, your modalities that are available to you, right? So if you don't find what you're looking for here, by all means, pay attention to those that I speak of, because they have helped me a lot on my journey. And there are two new people, possibly three, that have come into my field having to do with, two of them that have to do with the mind. And being able to have, now they're coaching people. They're talking with people one-on-one, but it's a very different technique. It's not a tell me all your sob life story and let's tap into all those feelings of when you were 3 and dredge up old stuff. It's not about that. Although sometimes it might come up where an emotion comes up and you're like, huh, all right, I know this. I know this emotion. Like, I've felt it before. And then you ask the mind, where have I felt this? Oh my gosh, this is from when I was like 7, right? What's that doing here, man? I'm in my 30s. What is something from 7 years old coming up, right? So this is some of what can happen, and it's really exciting. I kind of want to get involved more with it, and I'm feeling into that because it's something I think I want to bring forward to you guys through the community that I'm creating on here live, and also that is going to be available on my website. So I'm really excited about it because I tried this technique on myself and I can't even tell you. What happened at the end of this technique was, okay, so when I have messages come through, when I breathe with you, there is a lightness here that I feel. It's an effervescence. It's actually like a fizzy quality. And when I went through this questioning technique with myself this morning, by the time I came to the close of it, I could feel that fresh, it's almost like taking a mint right here in the heart, right? It just completely opened up. We don't realize this, but throughout our day, when there are different things that happen in our day, possibly we're around certain people, there's certain circumstances, unexpected things happen that are all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, now I have to deal with that. And we do this thing where we create a shield, or we kind of close down the heart. We don't radiate our light as bright as we normally would, even though we are always shining, always. We don't always radiate it bright. And when we radiate it bright, I can feel it right now. It's like all fizzy and it's like peppermint, right? Peppermint right here. And it just, it feels so cool and it feels so fresh. And it's a signature. It's a signifying quality that I'm on the right track. As I'm speaking to you, these different words, these different topics, it may seem like jibber jabber, but there are codes in the words that I speak. There's a reason why you feel the way you do as you listen to my voice. This is not something I always thought I possessed. It's something that over the last couple of years, more and more people are telling me, hey, did you know this is what is happening? So thank you to all those people that now I'm able to pay attention to it and grow it further with you guys here live daily, and my eventual community that I'm going to have. So angel energy. Yes, I've been told about the angel energy that surrounds me. Before I came in this time, I didn't dance to prepare the energetic space. I actually rang my bowl. I have this brass bowl here. It's a beautiful brass bowl that I got in Mount Shasta. It's one of the places that I travel to frequently. Colorado, Mount Shasta, and Sedona are currently on the map for me. They have been on the map for a while. So those of you that have heard me talk about the silent haircuts I offer in my traveling studio, those are your opportunities when I'm in those locations to have a personal one-on-one session with me and a silent haircut. Again, that will be on my website. I was just creating the page for it yesterday, and there will be a way for you guys to put in your email and then let me know where you're from so that I can send out a mass thing saying, hey, Colorado, coming soon, or hey, Arizona, coming soon, if you want to participate in that type of service. So this bowl, I love this bowl. It looks huge on camera, doesn't everything? But it's actually quite a small bowl, and It has either green Tara, white Tara. I know there's a lot of Taras. I don't always know all the Taras. But let us get to a place right now, because I told you my little things that were coming in. There's something that happened this morning also. Let me feel into if I want to tell you about that. Okay, I'm going to give you a gist. What occurred through the technique of the mind that opened up the heart further and took away like that armor that we build, that shield that we build around our hearts, just from different things happening in life. Could be from childhood, could be from something yesterday, right? We're feeling in a good mood and then we feel like we've been made smaller either by other people or ourselves. And no fault to anybody, really, but it happens. And so the technique that I brought myself through, because I was curious, I was like, can I do this with others? This would be fantastic if I could do this with others, because some people are not about meditation, and they're not about breathing, and they're not about staying still, or even having times of silence, which is some of what I'm going to offer. So it came to me that yes, to have the coherence and the balance within the body, the heart and the mind, of course, as one, bridge the gap and work together. So what occurred this morning is not only did I take myself through this process of question and answer, through a topic actually having to do with comments, because that's what was coming up in this podcast. So I decided to roll with it because I've had a couple comments here that were kind of questionable, right? Some of you who are like, what is going on in these comments? Agree with me, I'm sure. And there have been a couple people who have advised, hey, maybe you want a moderator. So I have a few people in mind. I have 2 people in mind, maybe 3 actually, now that I think about it. Might be available because they're in between jobs. But what came across was I was clearing a comment, and the comment that I had wasn't nearly as on a significant level as it was for this person going through the podcast. But I went back to that moment in time when I first read it, and I was like, ooh, there was a sting, but then I kind of was like, I kind of acknowledged the sting, but then I moved on because I was busy speaking with you guys, right? Who show up here live. And I'm here to do light work. I'm not here to obsess over the comments. So I moved on from that, but I decided to revisit that energetically. I was able to walk my way through it, and at the end, I felt the lightness in my heart and was like, wow, I want to offer this to other people. I want to be able to go to the core really quick, to have someone be able to shift in their mental rewiring so that they can get into connection with their heart and then possibly breathe and connect even more. And what came up this morning, to give you a gist, was after I completed that walkthrough, an old memory came up from 2 days ago when I responded/reacted. I often talk on this channel about, sorry, it's kind of warm in here now. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Colorado. Okay, let me center here. What came in was something from a few days ago. Something where I thought I was doing good by coming in and giving information. This is all family, by the way. Coming in and giving certain information to a family member, trying to remind them that if they want this certain thing in their life, that it would be really good for them to have this type of, to hold this type of responsibility for this particular item. And I did this because someone else had a reaction, like a rather strong reaction to material that they had found, which actually was personal material, and they had no business at this point looking into it, but didn't, because they are responsible for this other person, they didn't see it as a big deal to open, say, this package, and got really upset based on their own interpretation of it. So that's why I went into this other person and was like, hey, this is yours. If this is going to be yours, then make it yours. Make sure when these types of things arise that you notice them and then take them and put them in a private place if you don't want other people to have access to this, which is exactly why I helped set this whole thing up for them. They wanted only them having access to this particular thing. And there was a frustration by this other person who's had access to so many different things in this person's life, right? We have so much family that likes to butt in or take over or think that they're helping. Well, I thought I was helping too, right? After this technique that I came through, I came back to that and I was like, ooh, love. There's an apology in order. There's a stepping up and taking accountability for something. Because what occurred was I realized that I was trying to provide safety for that person. I was trying to provide safety from an energy that is an energy of lower polarities, of anger, frustration, you're not good enough, you know what I'm talking about. There are people out there that like hold on to this stuff, and it's not about you. It's really about them. Anytime you've had someone put you down or tell you that, you're never going to amount to anything, or are you a quitter, that kind of thing, that word came up, quitter, today. It's not about you. It doesn't feel good when we hear these things, when people write these things, but it's not about you. It's about the person that is projecting onto you. And it's stuff that they haven't even worked out yet. They haven't got to that place of, hey, this is causing havoc in my life. This is creating people to leave me or not want to be around me. And it often takes that kind of thing happening, where people get isolated from one another, to make a person think, hey, maybe I should change my approach in my communication style. Maybe. So that's what came up this morning. I was able to not only apologize to this other family member and tell them that it wasn't their responsibility. It is and it isn't, but be able to go back and say, this was my stuff. This protecting from this energy. And I've done it before in my life. I've done it with children. I've done it with my sister when my parents used to fight. This is me trying to protect others, like shield them from this heavy stuff. Also, so that they don't have like this bad view of this person, especially if they're like an authority figure, right? I was often trying to protect. And the other thing I did was I went and I talked to that other person. I went and talked to the person who was projecting on everybody else, because they were in a place to hear this. And I asked them, I said, hey, I learned this technique this morning, and this is what came up for me, that I needed to pay attention as to how I was protecting people. That whole idea of the savior, of trying to protect people, right, in our lives. A lot of us have done this, that have had parents fight in front of us, or if there was abuse involved, emotional or physical, we were in that place where we were trying to just have everyone be happy. And the thing is, people aren't going to be happy most of the time. They aren't. They have the potential to be happy. They have the potential to choose how they respond. But they're not always going to take it, and it's not our responsibility to do it. So that's what I got this morning out of that technique. Wow. I got a clearing of energy that I didn't know was stuck in there, and I got the realization of apologizing to this one, like being vulnerable. Was it being vulnerable, empathetic, impartial, and kind of going at it from a place of wonder. I did that. And then I went and I was like, can I do this with the other person? And all these different things came out, how, you know, this family member has been using this particular technique of putting someone down in order to get a response of like a positivity, possibly to get their way, possibility of making it feel worth it for them. That came up, like having to know that it was worth it for them to even be involved. And it came out later that I was like, worth it for you? Wait a second, this isn't even about you. This is about this other person, this other thing. This isn't about you, right? And they don't realize that it's not about them. It's not about them enjoying the experience they're invested in. It's about this other person gaining knowledge, gaining experience, gaining like a flourish for life through this activity, right? That's what it's about. So that's what I learned. I'm going to look back in the comments and see if you have any questions. Okay, someone hasn't seen their family for quite some time. I'm not sure what being a master number 33 has to do with that, so maybe you can clarify. All right. Hi, guys. So, those telling me they love me, thank you. I'm just going to say thank you, because how often are we told that we are loved? So thank you. And I will say, everyone that is here now, I love you. I love you for showing up for you today. I love you for being concerned about what people say in the comments. I love you. And know that I am well and I'm taken care of. Always protected, always guided. I'm excited to see each one of you as well. All right. We have a few people that love turning to Jesus. Awesome. Yeshua man, he's my man. Love him. All right. The number's 33. So, I love numerology. I love numbers. I was never excellent at math. Brilliant, really, at geometry. And sacred geometry is what I'm very into these days. I have a deck of sacred geometry that I must find. I'm not sure where it went. 33. What I know about the number 3. The number 3, 33, would be amplified. So 3, balance. You can think of it as love, wisdom, and power. The sacred holy flame that you have within you, the threefold flame. You can also see it as, how do they put it? Maybe some of you people out there that have more of a religious background, it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Can also be known as mind, body, and soul, that balance. So when you see the number 3, it is significant. They are angel numbers, and that is one of the ways, besides using some type of oracle deck. Some people like tarot. They're used for different things. I like to use them and ask for intention in a message that serves me right now. Not about the past, not about the future, but right now. Because that's all there is the present. That's why they call it a gift. So, yeah, if you're seeing the number 3, or 33333, significant numbers to look up. It's coming up here, so that might be significant for you. When you get off this call, you might want to go check that out. The numbers 111 came up as I was coming on here live, so that is something significant. New beginnings in threes. So what kind of new beginning is coming in for you? I'm designing a website. I'm creating a community. I'm showing up here every day, daily at 11:11 Pacific time. Most days. I try to. I try to as much as I can. Let me see if there are any more questions. All right. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. Here we go. Yes, I am on WhatsApp. Soon, the way to communicate with me will be on Zoom. I will get to see your wonderful faces. I will have 3 tiers of communities, and once a week, included in all those tiers, is the ability to meet up on Zoom and do what we're doing right now, but go on deeper levels. It allows me to continue using material that's out there in a different way that won't conflict with YouTube's stuff. So there'll be different modalities we look at. There'll be breath work, there will be movement, there will be toning, there will be the ability to kind of share within a community space. There will be reading of books. Yeah. So now that we've gone through all of that, let us breathe together. This is possibly the only time in your day where you're going to be able to connect to you and your breath. Let's expand that breath and breathe beyond what we normally do in our life, right? We're lucky that this breath comes automatically and we do not have to think about breathing, right? So here we are going to connect. We're going to connect in a different way. And we have the frequency of 528 that's come up. And what we're going to do, 528, frequency of 528. That's what came up earlier. And I'm gonna put this in the background so that you guys can feel into your bodies. What we do is we feel into our body, we connect more, and what this does is allows you in your day to start listening to that inner intuition a little bit more. It allows that voice, not a physical voice, could be an inkling, could be a sensing that comes in that gives you directions in your daily life to actually make life easier for you. And if you're not listening, if you're paying attention to everything that's out here and not connecting enough in here, you miss the message. That's just how it goes. So we're going to connect right now to a healing frequency of 528 hertz. Ooh, okay. So the one I had initially, my computer is moving, so we will be listening to the violet flame. I just talked about the threefold flame within your heart. When that threefold flame comes together, it is the colors of pink, blue, and gold. Love, wisdom, and power. I believe wisdom is gold. And when those flames come together, we have the violet flame. And the violet flame is a transmutation flame, often associated with Saint Germain. And Saint Germain brings those codes, those tones, and this is like transmissions from like the 1920s, where people were connecting with Saint Germain. But what is coming in now is the violet flame. So we're going to bring in the violet flame to transmute some energies, whatever's happening in the chat. Know that the violet flame is coming in at this time to purify, to alchemize, and cleanse. And everybody is receiving what they are meant to receive at this time. Take a breath right now. Breathe in. and release. Breathe in and release. I want you to notice your body right now. Notice any pains. Notice any stiffness. Notice any clenching. Are you clenching your jaw as to what's going on in the comments? When we clench our jaw, we often clench our stomach as well. Can you release your stomach, your solar plexus, your sacral area? Can you let your Buddha belly hang out? All of us. Come on, gals. We're always sucking it in to impress the guys, right? Or impress partners. Can you let that Buddha belly hang out? Feel it be jiggly. Feel that jiggle. It's okay. Let it out. Breathe. Notice your body right now. Unclench your sphincter. Unclench that area. You know, release. If you've got a fart, let it out. You're alone. You're by yourself. Nobody's going to smell it. Relax. Relax. Okay, we're going to start here. Okay, breathe. Hopefully you guys got a laugh out of that. Laughing is a great way to release tension. Start feeling into your body. Notice how you feel right now, because it's going to shift by the time we're finished here. We've got 528 hertz, love frequency, a miracle tone in the background, so that you can learn to feel what it feels like to be lighter. Take a deep breath in and take a sacred pause at the top. And release. Release all that air. Take note if that was through the chest or through the belly. And breathe in through. And breathe out. Feel the beating of your heart. Feel the rise and fall of your belly, of your chest, of your posture. Notice a straightening of your posture. Wiggle those shoulders. Maybe rise them up to your ears and drop them. Roll them backwards. Roll them forwards. Notice as you roll your shoulders, notice the spine. Notice the serpentine movement of your spine. Rolling your shoulders back. Notice how that loosens up things, not just up in the shoulders, but in your lower back as well. Moving, feeling, breathing. Notice you might start to sway back and forth. Notice you might rotate in a circle. Switch rotation now. How does that feel? And now be still and breathe. Release your jaw, drop your shoulders, relax your eyelids, tap into the energy of your heart, and breathe. Just breathe on your own for a moment. Trust your breath. Are there thoughts? Are your thoughts clear? Allow these thoughts to pass like a leaf on the wind. Like the breeze through your hair. Allow them to pass, knowing that they will always be there later. Right now is for you and you alone. Only you are not alone. We are all here with you. We are here through all your journeys, big and small. We are here through your laughter, through your tears. We are here. We love you. Breathe. And release. We are not here to judge you, but to love you. To love you in every experience you choose to have. You have chosen to be here through the ups and downs, through the waves of this ocean. We are here with you. We are always here guiding, nurturing, and loving. Breathe in and breathe out. This connection is always available to you. It is available through many different avenues, through meditation, through prayer, through music, through silence, through light, through darkness, through nature, through the land, through the waters you swim in, drink, that are a part of your body. The water in your body, a conductor, an ability to connect the frequencies, to radiate brighter and brighter, to assist in creating form on the land and within your lives. The sun, the fire. Your sun connected to the fire within you, to the solar aspect of your solar plexus, your power, your fire, leading to your creation, the creation that you are, the creator you connect to, both to yourself and to that of the cosmos, the all that there is, the oneness. Breathe in and breathe out. The air, the breeze that moves through your hair, that lifts your kites in play, that fills the sails of your sailboats for travel. The air that you breathe. This is life. As you breathe in your day, note that every breath in and out is your connection to life itself, to creation itself. You are a miracle. You are a walking miracle. Do you believe in miracles, in the magic that you are, in the miracles and the creation that surrounds you, in the synchronicities that show up in your daily lives? These are not coincidence, my loves. These are miracles. Miracles brought to you to show you you are on the right path. You are always on the right path. Ne'er ever think that you have it wrong. All is appropriate for your journey. And there are lessons along the way, lessons of discernment, of heart and mind, of responding or reacting, of knowing where your connection is, and when you've strayed away from your connection. That is what separation is, my lovelies. Separation is when you separate from that source. You can never separate from source, from creation. You are always connected. Pay attention. No judgment. Be the observer and pay attention, and with your intention, decide from there what path to take. We will be giving you signs all along the way, in many different ways, some spoken of here today. Breathe in and out. We love you. We love you so dearly. We love you. You are doing a great job being human. Remember the being aspect. You are a human being, not a human doing. Although there are many wonderful things in life to do, experiences to have, as you are in those experiences, be, connect, and be in those experiences. Allow yourselves to be bored. Allow yourselves to have moment without connection to devices. All has its place. Know your moderation. Know your balance. and follow what brings you joy. This is your compass, your joy, your laughter, your inspiration. We are so inspired by you. Yes, by you we are inspired. At all that you have, all that you go through, big and small, good and bad, we are inspired by all of you and celebrating you. We celebrate you regularly, and we ask that you celebrate you regularly as well. Find ways in your day to celebrate, to congratulate yourselves, to pat yourselves on the back, and to give yourselves a hug. Breathe in and breathe out. Thank you for this connection. Wow, I just keep feeling this big love. There's so much love and support that is with us always, guys, always. Even when we feel it's not there, it's there. Start to wiggle your toes, move your hands, crinkle up your shoulders, open your eyes. How did that feel? Notice your body. Take a moment and just feel. How are you different from when you arrived? Do you feel the mintiness that I spoke of? What's your flavor? Minty? Cinnamon? Can you feel that in your hearts? Can you feel it throughout your energetic field? Can you feel the purification of the frequency in the background, the violet flame? As the transmission came through, we had the violet flame within expand out, releasing those areas you brought intention to, any areas of stiffness, pain, anything that needed to be released emotionally as well. Okay. Awesome. Fantastic. If you started sneezing during, sometimes that's normal. I had that happen to me yesterday after a session where there was a sneezing happening during the meditation. And it's just releasing. It's okay. Alright, guys. I'm going to leave you with that. And I will say, you're only as old as you feel. There's truth in that statement. I often like to have days of wonder. Someone yesterday spoke of it as the Sunday drive, and I was like, I've heard of that. A time when people used to go for a drive on Sundays. A time when people would just cruise around after school, right? cruising. I think in the 50s that was a big thing, right? That came up yesterday, so this might be something for you to do. See if you can implement daily one day that is not about errands, it's not about other people. It's a time you allow yourself to get in your car or take a bus or hop on a bike or a scooter. Take certain things with you, something to be hydrated, a few snacks. Maybe your wallet, because maybe you end up stopping somewhere you haven't stopped before and experiencing a meal you haven't had before. You order something completely different off the menu. Maybe you speak to someone you wouldn't normally speak to and just give a smile or a nod, a how is your day? A day of wonder. Give yourselves a day of wonder. Oh, you're wanting to see the necklace. Here. This is an artist that unfortunately is not making these anymore and has given me all of their stock. And I love wearing them. These came with me to England. All of the remaining necklaces have energies of Glastonbury. So there will be a page on my site that has the metal creations that I create for people as they order, and creations by other artists. There's going to be a visiting artist gallery, so if you want to get a gift for someone at some point, if the holidays are around, eventually that will be up and running and you will be able to support other artists and also receive the energies from the places, the sacred places that I bring, the copper wire that I work with. I work with copper and silver currently, eventually getting into gold, and yeah, you'll be able to harness those energies from the sacred places that I visit. Okay. Is this Buddhist centered? There's a lot of different modalities here. I say yes because it's true. There's a lot of different modalities here from many different places. A couple of weeks ago I was connecting to like India and Tibet and energies of Vishnu and death. So a lot of different things. Stay tuned. Stay with me on this 11:11 Pacific time. It is different every single time. And this will be available on the replay. If you guys mentioned something about donating, there is a donation link down below if you would like to. If you feel that you've got something out of this and you would like to show your appreciation, you can. Another way is to send me flowers. Send me flowers in the comments. Go to the replays and send me flowers. It helps the algorithm to like them, and put a comment in there and subscribe, and then you'll always know when I'm live, and you'll kind of be kept abreast of how that website is going and when we can actually meet in person, because I'm very excited about meeting all of you in person, at least over Zoom, and then eventually possibly little excursions at the places that I travel to. That will be coming as well for some silent hikes. What's a silent hike? What's a silent haircut? What's a time in darkness? What's a time for fun? Maybe we climb trees together. We'll have something for everybody. All right, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow at 11:11 Pacific time. I do not yet know of a way until I have all of everybody's email, and that will be available hopefully within the next week. I will at least get one page running that people can put their email in and then keep abreast of the locations of where I'm offering these silent haircut sessions, also waxing, and any upcoming events. It will be an easier way for me to let you guys know if I'm not available live that day. Of course, you guys will know if I don't show up, right? Know that I will be there the next day, and usually there's a short that follows me not being available for a 11:11 Pacific time. So I love you. I enjoy you. I enjoy everyone that's here. Even those who are a little iffy in the comments, I'm enjoying you too in a different way. Keep it clean, keep it loving. This is a great space to come to and just connect. I love you, and as always, we are one. One voice, one breath, one light. Enjoy your day. Have a fantastic day. And find that time, that one day in your week where you wonder. I wonder. And then wander. Wander back to you. Adieu.